This is a new shoe review of the Altra Timp. These are the Mid Gore-Tex. Now, I always called this company Altra, I guess looking for meaning and drawing it from all trails. And in fact, the founder says he got the name from the Latin word altera, which means to fix something broken. Altra's claim to fame is the wide toe box. They call it a foot-shaped shoe, and it is a shoe that's particularly appropriate for many hikers, but especially older hikers whose feet tend to extend longer and spread with age. And that's what I am. I'm an older hiker. I'm 66 years old. The current company calls it Altra, like you can call me Al, and I'm going to try to use that through this video, although I may revert to my use of the name Altra as well. Altra promotes the Timp as a light and luxurious performance shoe with zero drop and a high level of cushioning, and they say it still feels connected to the ground. These shoes weigh 13 ounces and have a 29 millimeter stack height. They're available in lows, mid-ventilated, and mid-Gore-Tex, and that's what I'm trying. The mid-Gore-Tex is a relatively new shoe introduced about a year ago. Preliminarily, I find these fairly light and similar to an older pair of Altra Lone Peaks that served me well on a number of rim-to-rim hikes. You know, it's an untold secret that older feet grow, the muscles weaken, and the foot expands, and the fat layer on the bottom of your foot dissipates. So I outgrew these Lone Peaks years ago. My feet have gone from size 9.5 to 12 and sometimes 12.5. And I guess I've hung on to these for sentimental reasons, but they still have a few miles left in these, and I need to donate them to a thrift store so someone else can get some good usage out of them. Also, the aging foot led me to a more maximally cushioned shoe. I've tried the Topo Trail Venture, Ultra Olympus, and Hoka Kaha. I have a video about that comparison. I'd mostly settled on the Ultra Olympus, and that's what I wear in town for daily walking, but some aspect of the redesign of the Olympus 6s or some change in my aging feet has made the Olympus 6 uncomfortable for me. Namely, the crown of the shoe is too low, and the flex point on the top of the shoe compresses on my upper foot, irritating it. The Olympus mids are leather, and I'm trying these Timps to see if their nylon construction eliminates this irritation of my upper foot. Now, reflecting on aging once again, a dissipated fat layer on the skin is one of the unexpected consequences of aging for me. This is what results in easy bruising on my arms. I'm literally thin-skinned. This is also maybe why I find the upper area of my foot sensitive. There's no reason why the fat layer on my feet would be any different than those on my arms, and my feet certainly have a lot of miles on them. My initial impression of this shoe is mixed. It's very light, but it feels cheaply made. A bad omen is that the shoes, both of them, have been laced unevenly. Having to relace a brand new pair of shoes is frustrating. However, initial comfort is pretty good. They do feel a bit cheap and flinty, but they're also flexible, comfortable, and relatively well cushioned for a light shoe. Altra gives you free shipping, free returns, and a free 30-day trial. But I've been busy and these shoes have sat unused in the box for about 3 weeks, so my free trial will be limited. I do try to return shoes unworn if I suspect they will not work out, but these shoes pass the initial test. The comfort is pretty good. Some reviewers comment that they are a bit narrow, but with the nylon uppers flexing, I don't think this will be a problem for me. Notably, these shoes have no gaiter trap, and I wear gaiters on all hikes, even with a mid shoe. These Ultra Olympus 6s have that gaiter trap that I like. If I keep these Timps, I'll adapt them to accept a gaiter later. The tongue is not as well cushioned as I might desire, consistent with a generally cheap view of the construction of these shoes. Some reviewers complain that this creates pain during wear. However, these shoes pass my initial test of whether they may be workable. I had a few pair of Timp lows in years gone by, and I loved them before I moved on to the maximal cushion shoes. After a few miles, those old Timps felt like wearing bedroom slippers on the trail. So it's a rare rainy day in the desert Southwest. A great day to get these shoes out on the trail. Let's get them out there and see how they do. The best single description I can give these shoes is slipper-like. They are extraordinarily comfortable, very flexible, generously sized, plenty of width in the forefoot, and plenty of slide room in the toe. This demonstrates why it's important to try shoes in the field. You can't really make a decision based on wearing them in the store. These shoes abrade my ankle. It's probably a combination of poor placement of the upper eyelets and inadequate padding of the tongue, but they are digging into my ankles on both shoes. I've thrown a starter knot in here to have variable lacing tension, and I've loosened these up to be sloppy and virtually useless as a mid shoe for ankle support, and they still hurt. This is just a 3-mile sample walk. On a long hike, my ankles would be rubbed raw, and these shoes will not work for me. Another consideration is that these shoes are not really maximal cushioned. I did a little jogging in them. They do encourage you to run on the ball of your foot, but my natural tendency is to be a heavy heel striker, so they are not great for me. These are the things I think about these shoes. These would be ideal for a younger hiker who is not so concerned with having a maximal cushion shoe, somebody who is fast and wants to feel the trail. They would work great. Additionally, they would be better in a low cut because this design on the uppers just does not work, at least for an older hiker like me with thin skin on the feet. So I'm glad I have a 30-day free trial. Most of the major shoe manufacturers now offer that 30-day free trial, and it lets you try the shoes out in the field. I'm going to return these and probably go with some Olympus lows and replace these with Hoka Kahas, which work out very well for me. So that's the fast and simple result of my new shoe review. The Altra Timp Mid GTX don't work out for me because of abrasions on the ankle from poorly placed eyelets. Hope this saves you some time in your shoe shopping, and thank you for watching.